Okay, mic's on. Let's get started with this tonight. Woo! Releasing another episode. How awesome is that? Good evening to all one of you watching. Hi, welcome to this live stream of Tales of Valhalla, the Aftermath Chronicles, stop-motion Heroscape adventure. I'm your host, the director and producer of Z Show, Mr. Ryan Wilkie, and tonight we are releasing episode 5, Goal Set Match. I wanted to get this episode done in like 2 weeks. Actually done in like 2.5 weeks. And get it released by tomorrow. And I basically had this episode done by last Sunday, which is great. So it took 2 weeks to do. That's the shortest editing time on the episode so far. So that's awesome. Before we get started, I am going to read the cast list because we got quite a cast in this episode. Quite a bit new characters, some returning characters from Season 1. So let's go through the list as usual. We have our Airborne Elite, James Henderson, voiced by Corey Wong, Lieutenant Daniel Taylor, voiced by Joseph Ranieri, Charlie Tooth, aka Toothpick, Mr. Tyler Fine, Harold Gimp, Mr. Dean Klaus, and then Kelda, the Kyrie Warrior, Rachel Avon, and then new character, Moorsbane, voiced by the one and only Ken Mathis. And then another new character, Mariko, voiced by Shaylin Franchini. And then Tulbakra, Mr. Jerry Anderson. Kimo Shi, coming back, voiced by Michael Ortiz. This time, Niguksa, Jason, if you're watching this, or whenever you're watching this, Niguksa will be speaking in this episode, so Niguksa, voiced by Jason Rutherford. Karak the Elementalist, voiced by Mr. Charles Johnson. The Prime Fire Elemental, voiced by Mr. Jerry Anderson as well. The Prime Fire Elemental is a new character. Estevara, a returning character from Season 1, voiced by Mrs. Damaris Saleh. And then her henchman Torin is voiced by Mr. Andre Saleh. And two last names, they're a married couple. And I want to say congratulations to them both because they just had a baby just like about a week ago. So congratulations to those two evil villains in my show. Couldn't be happier for them. They have a little girl, so that's awesome. And then, last but not least, there's a character voiced by moi, and it is Savaris. And we've seen Savaris in his own introduction video. It's one of the first character introduction videos that I produced because I was able to just do all the voices myself. And so Savaris will be back for a minute in this episode as well. So that basically rounds up the cast. Good number of people. Thank you. Thanks to everybody who did voiceover work for this episode. Couldn't have done it without you, and can't wait to show it. I forgot to mention one other voice actor because Estevara is actually a 2 voice actor team. And this is going to be terrible when I say who the other voice actor is that I forgot to list down. My mom, Miss Bonnie Miller. Sorry, Mom. But yeah, my mom also voice acts Estevara as well. So apologize for that. But yeah, that's an additional voice actor for the show as well. So sorry. All right, let's get started. Okay, kaboom. Got opening shot of Morrow, just showing that base of Morrow, guarding and protecting their witch queen, Kimoshi. and just bad guys planning, plotting, blah blah blah. But we have the evil trio here.
Yes, Nico-san.
And just them talking a little bit about when Nico-san is ranting. Kimoshi is mentioning the event that happens in Season 1, so if you have not seen Season 1, I recommend go back and see it. Just hit the playlist on Tales of Valhalla YouTube page and hit play, and you'll see what Nico-san and Kimoshi are talking about when it comes to Kimoshi being angry at the Airborne League.
You will follow them to the Takala jungle.
Great voice acting talent
and at the
from all
right
three
moments,
voice actors.
One who has a very high level of importance.
And we'll be seeing like Kimoshi won't appear anymore in Season 2, but she'll be back in Season 3. For certain. I love that laugh. I love how Michael Ortiz really owned the Kimoshi character really well. Very happy to have him on
board. Welcome, warriors of John.
Hopefully you can hear me. I had the audio a little loud for the episode. I'm turning it down now, so hopefully that'll make a difference. Anyway, I'll try to talk louder. But yeah, okay. And this is the one scene where we have our heroes starting their quest, and they need to be transported to the Tikala jungle, which is quite a ways away, so they're getting the help of Moorsbane. And Moorsbane is a great character, again, new character, voiced by one of my old Specs-Howard buddies, fellow I went to school with, as well as another character, Mariko, which we'll see in a minute.
He didn't do it.
Both are old school friends, and always glad to help give me a hand.
I'll tell you later. And we need some help transporting.
Love friends who volunteer.
Yes, everything is already prepared. Please follow.
And it's funny how Moorsbane just gives all of his backstory basically in two of his rants. Then there's my bit with Sylvaris.
I'm going to shoot an arrow.
And we'll see Sylvaris again in Season 3 as well. Just kind of showing that he's still around. Kind of introducing these characters and or just showing that, yeah, they're here at this time. They'll be around. And here are the glyphs that are going to take them to Takala,
By the goodness of Allah, no.
which is a great distance away.
With great power, such as myself, is needed here to prepare for the time.
And we're going to get a surprise in a second. Yep, okay, and there's Moorsbane. Still talking about his backstory. And people who know the game Heroscape and know the characters, they'll get a kick out of that. That's basically for people who've played the game.
You called me?
And kind of the backstory. And there is Mariko, the Queen of Stealth. So she just appears in the midst of the group and they didn't even realize it. Big surprise. But I try and make Mariko seem like really tough, you know, kind of at arm's length. I mean, she's willing to do her job and protect these guys, but doesn't mean she likes it very much.
I'm sure we will all work together well as a unit. Better to just let me handle the fighting. I wouldn't want any of you common soldiers.
And of course, Lieutenant Dan's having none of that. You know,
I'm gonna let a girl take the first shot.
Lieutenant Dan's probably thinking, I can take care of myself.
Not a lieutenant. If anyone is leading the charge, it will be me.
She is here to help us, sir.
Yeah, that did not sound sexist at all.
Yay!
Yeah, just keep this episode. It's another 6-minute, a little over 6 minutes, so relatively short episode. So short live stream. Right, and then a little bit of magic wand power going, and then transition into another scene with the villains. Now, Estevar and Torn, we've seen at the end of Season 1. And so if you want to know their connection to Karak a little bit, you will find them together in Season 1. So again, I recommend, if you haven't seen Season 1, go and see it. On our Tales of Valhalla YouTube page, just hit the playlist Season 1, and you'll see all the episodes there.
I have no doubt he will eventually betray me.
Not that it will matter very much.
Nestavar really is got her
As long
hand
as
like a
she
spider,
acquires all the
weaving a web
prime
throughout this
elementals,
whole,
you will set into
basically
motion
like
the downfall
this series and
of
the series
Valhalla,
beyond. She'll
a
have
mighty
influence
inevitable.
because she's basically the underlying villain that wants to take over everything. Does it very craftily. But here is our main antagonist, and he is about to reel in himself an elemental. One of the most powerful prime elementals, which is the fire elemental, and you'll see why in a second.
I control you. You will be mine.
Here we go. A little fight scene. I said we always try to get in a little bit of fight scene, and I consider this a fight scene. A short one, albeit, but let's see how. Okay, yeah, fire elemental gets absorbed by Karak the Elementalist. Fire elemental, of course, is no match by itself against Karak. And Karak is ready to go on the hunt for more elementals, and that's what we'll see in future episodes of Season 2. Let's see how things go. Alright, maniacal laugh. This is just this is the episode for bad guys laughing really, really loud. Alright, let's cue the music. Get that back on. And yeah, so that's basically it. That's episode 5, halfway through season 2. Not much else to say other than just to remind everyone again that this is the last live stream since I am like halfway through season 2. I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I have, as you can see here, other projects I'm doing. This is an interview with High Ground Tiles. I've talked about them before. I was able to visit their workshop earlier this year. Interviewed the owners, and going to be releasing that in the next couple months. But editing that and other video projects as well. So I probably won't be live streaming until Wednesday, November 20th. So mark that on your calendars, and then we'll be back, and we'll probably be in the midst of editing episode 6 of season 2. For those of you who are watching this on YouTube, especially on the Tales of Valhalla YouTube page, this is the short edited version of this episode. If you want to see the full-length version of it, go to the link below, and you go to our Conductor Productions page, which will have the full-length version of this live stream. Everything, all my talking, everything that I do for this live stream. A relatively short live stream tonight. I thank all one of you for watching tonight, and we'll be back on November 20th. So everyone have a good night. We'll see you next month. Bye.